Simcha, celebration of life.
Hello, welcome to Simcha, a celebration of life. I'm Nikki Wallman. In Lithuania, there are two shuls named the Choral Synagogues. One can be found in Vilnius and the other in Kovna. The term choral synagogue relates to the inclusion of a choir section, a feature considered by some to be a revolutionary form of modernization and assimilation at the time.
The Choral Synagogue in Vilnius was opened in September 1903 on the Jewish New Year. The Romanesque Moorish-style building is the only remaining Jewish synagogue that survived both the Holocaust and Soviet rule.
It was built by masculine, rich people, already more modern people and intelligentes. I think that it was a big community of masculine before the war.
The synagogue was originally one of several Jewish centers in Vilnius. International donations and a small community of Jews in Vilnius support this synagogue and keep it active with the daily gathering of the minyan.
Every day we have minyan in the morning and evening. The same minyan, all the people speaking Yiddish with their different destinies. And on Shabbos coming more people, and on holidays, of course, younger people, they come because we have here school, government school, Shalom Aleichem, with young Jewish people, and kindergarten. But just every day, not very many, but it's enough for minyan. Before the war, here was about 106, something like that, shuls. Of course, also it was just, it can be simple room, just with 10 men and Torah. For example, where was the Great Synagogue in Jidu Street, in Shul Klois, were about 10 prayer houses according to their profession.
We are with you in the territory, what is called the courtyard of synagogues. This yard was much, much bigger than it was before the war, because the Soviets made it smaller and they built it a new lane of houses. But it was big, 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 and it was from 12 to 14 synagogues. Why such a big number in such a small place? Because the tailors didn't want to pray with the shoemakers. And not a tailor, not a shoemaker, we would never agree to pray together with a cabman.
Jews started to live in Vilnius in the old city, in Jidu Street, in Vokiečių Street, and in the old town. But after, of course, they spread, and here was already like a little more new area, so just if they built here synagogue, so masculine lived, richer people you can tell lived here, because in the old town it was poor religious people.
During World War II, the Choral Synagogue became one of the walls of the ghetto, and the Nazis used the building as their warehouse, where they stored stolen artifacts that they had acquired during the war.
Everything is original, wasn't destroyed during the war. In interior, so it's the same, it wasn't touched. And in front of was a building, before the war, in front of a building of a Jewish hospital. So during the war, they made ghetto hospital. This street, it's already border of the large ghetto that it's going inside deeper to the old town. But here it's outside.
After the war, the Choral Synagogue was converted into a metal workshop, and the vibrations from the machines caused structural damage. World Monuments Fund initially became involved with the project at the synagogue in 2008. The work focused on repairing the roof and protecting the synagogue from the elements, as harsh winters have caused damage to the structure. This project finished in 2010, and the Lithuanian Jewish community plans to restore the synagogue to its original function as a prayer hall and also use it as a yeshiva.
In Lithuania, the city of Kaunas, or Kovno, was a center for Jewish learning and gave birth to many famous rabbis. The Kaunas Choral Synagogue survived the war and still plays an important part in the Jewish community today.
Dating from 1871, this radically designed synagogue, once one of over 35 synagogues and Jewish prayer houses in the city, claims to have one of the most beautiful altars in the entire Jewish world.
Taip, choralinė sinagoga. Kadangi viršuj dainavo choras berniukų, ant bimos stovėjo kantorius ir koncertmeisteris, kuris dirigavo jiems. Kai Chazanas šventėm, aš turiu omeny per šventės, kada giesmės, iškia giedodavo giesmės šventinės, tai tada choras pritardavo.
Compared to synagogues found in South Africa today, one can see similarities between the two countries. They both have separate sections for the choir to stand, as well as bimas. But the difference comes in that the Chazan stands on the Lithuanian bima to conduct the choir, and the South African cantor stands together with the choir, making the South African cantor the conductor of the choir as well.
Pietų Afrikos sinagogos, aišku, žinoma, yra statytos pagal lietuvišką stilių, kadangi 10 000 litvakų išvažiavo į Pietų Afriką. Tai jie kitokių sinagogų ir negalėjo statyti. O kas link Chazano su choristais, tai čia yra kolnidra, kada kolnidra dainuoja, reiškia gėda kolnidra, tai visi, ir pas mus tą patį anksčiau būdavo, visi apstoja bimą ir pritarė Chazanui.
A memorial to the estimated 50,000 Lithuanian Jewish children killed during the Holocaust can be found at the rear of the building, complete with 37 stone tablets showing in which towns and cities they lost their lives and just how many of them died in each one.
Kaunas turėjo tikrai labai daug žymių rabinų. Vienas iš jų, aš gal pasakysiu, kad vienas iš jų buvo Itzhakas Elchanonas Spektras, tai yra Kauno Gaonas, kuris buvo visame pasaulyje labai žymus ir iki šių dienų, net jo vardu yra pavadinta Ješiva. Dar vienas žinomas buvo rabinas, tai yra rabinas Finkelis, kuris buvo Vilijampolės Ješivos vadovas. Tai yra irgi žinomas visame pasaulyje, kuris vadovavo šitai Ješivai ir irgi taip pat jis yra įamžintas, man atrodo, ir Izraelyje, ir Amerikoje. Pas mus antram aukšte, jūs turbūt esat nufilmavę, yra muziejus, kuriame aš surinkau apie 100 rabinų. Reiškia, man iš viso pasaulio siuntė nuotraukas ir tai buvo mano sugalvotas projektas juos įamžinti portretuose.
Simcha, celebration of life.
God is not just big, He is infinite. If He were only big, then those things that are small would be further from Him. And those things that are big would be closer. But to the infinite, big and small are irrelevant terms. He is everywhere, and he is found wherever he wishes to be found.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you'd like to catch any of our previous episodes, you can find them on our website at www.spiritsister.co.za. And you know we love hearing from you, so please find us on Facebook at Spirit Sister Productions. As always, from me, Nikki, and the team, shalom and have a safe and peaceful week.